Hey, this is Jeff Rose. Welcome to Soldier of Finance Field Exercise Edition. Today I want to be stressing why I think it's important to have a multiple bucket approach when it comes to retirement planning. When I'm sitting down and meeting with clients, I cannot stress enough how important it is to making sure that we have multiple streams of income coming in at retirement. Some people are still banking on Social Security and pensions. That's a thing of the past. Not really sure what I'm talking about? Let's take a look. All right, here's what I'm talking about when it comes to having multiple buckets. These first two buckets are going to become your primary buckets. Bucket number one is your 401k. Bucket number two is going to be your IRAs, whether it be traditional or Roth. These are the main two buckets that you want to fill up as much as you can, as often as you can. With the 401k, if your employer has some type of match where they're actually adding free money on top of it, then definitely put as much money in here as you possibly can. After you get your free money in the 401k, now we're going to head over to the Roth IRA bucket and get our tax-free money. Having these two together are going to be your main two buckets you want to fill up as full as you possibly can. Okay, now that you've finished maxing out your 401ks and your IRAs, and now you want to add to more buckets, we'll start looking at the outer buckets. This bucket over here could be an individual account, whether you're doing individual stocks, bonds, CDs, any other type of investments are going to basically add on to what you're doing with your 401ks and IRAs. If that's not your thing, maybe you want to do real estate or land or any other type of property. This could be another bucket of other retirement assets that you could be drawing income off of. I can't stress enough how important it is to have multiple buckets. After you focus your efforts on these inner buckets, you're probably wondering what's going on with the outer buckets, with the white bucket and this blue bucket over here. The white bucket represents pensions. I know for me and my generation, pensions are almost non-existent. You know, with my parents' generation and my parents' parents' generations, almost everyone had pensions, but now they're few and far between. So where it might be a bucket in your life, it's going to be a much smaller bucket compared to these. And you're probably also wondering what the heck is going on with this dirty blue bucket. The dirty blue bucket represents Social Security. Personally, I'm not banking on that bucket being there for me when I approach retirement. And actually, when I look down, that bucket actually has a hole in it. So more or less, that's not going to give me the security I need whenever I approach retirement. But that's why I want to stress how important it is to have multiple buckets. Because guess what? What happens if this bucket does get a hole in it and we lose it? If we lose everything that's in there? The bright side is we've got other buckets there to take care of our retirement income needs, to make sure that we're going to have a successful retirement, to have enough money to pay the bills and to do the things that we want to do. And that's why it's important to have a multiple bucket approach when it comes to retirement planning. For those of you who are just beginning the Soldier of Finance process, you might not even have a bucket. If that's the case, do not freak out. Everybody has to start somewhere. There was a case when I didn't have any buckets at all, but I found a way to get me a little bucket, and I start adding a little bit here, a little bit there, and eventually my bucket has grown. And now I'm proud and lucky to say that I have multiple buckets. For those of you that are starting your journey, it's time. No more excuses. Go out, get your bucket, and start filling that bucket today. This is Jeff Rose, Soldier of Finance.